that I think everybody brought up. Our session speaks about an ecosystem. And for a moment, if everybody can visualize that as literally a strategic wheel that moves, and you need to build a hub with various folks that would really strengthen the wheel to take this forward. And as a policy body, as representatives of the Motion Picture Association, we work with several governments across the world to try and build policies that work for a healthy business environment and exchange between governments and the film industry. So what we would like to propose on behalf of our member studios is try and look at a strategy where we position Telangana as Make in Telangana and market to the world. I know there are a lot of discussions here on boosting the local industry, but if you really see what attracts investors, what really attracts studios, it's when a local region, a local state, a small city like New York City really positions itself strategically to sell to the world. And I would like to quickly share a few thoughts on this. For starters, and since Sir was also mentioned, there should be a platform of exchange between the local film industry here and why not all of India. I think when we're looking at digital Telangana, we should also think about having a digital media policy. Generally, policies are always in cooperation with local stakeholders, and I'm sure the film industry, including us, would be happy to work with the government. When you look at a policy is again supported by a strategy, because people want to know timelines, investors want to know how soon you can turn around whatever we've envisioned. And I think we can definitely look at an objective which is on the lines of creating, developing and distributing to the world and not just locally in India. Couple of other spokes that the policy or the vision for Telangana can focus on are setting up of digital hubs. It comes very naturally for us to think that this is the IT industry, so why not just join the IT industry with the media industry and really look at how you can then exploit technology to take it to the next level. I'm sure the recent hits like Bahubali, where is the fact that Hollywood films are appreciated so much in Telangana only proves the fact that there is a lot of potential for creators and investors in this market. Another point that came to my mind is why don't we also focus on education? Apart from boosting certain infrastructures to attract foreign filmmakers, people spoke about film commissions, etc. I think there's a lot of potential in focusing on education, and one of the biggest drivers for education is if the state can work with filmmakers here to set up an IP development fund. When you talk about Hollywood, I think what drives Hollywoods and the sequels and the prequels is just that they have a very, very strong intellectual property, whether it is the Avengers, the Spider-Man. And as everybody here agrees, we have thousands of stories in Indian mythology to speak about. How about really developing an IP development fund? You don't need to really restrict it to the state, and then encourage creators through an amalgamation of both IT and the film industry coming together to develop talent under the IP development fund. Last but not the least, Sir spoke about New York. I think one of the biggest advantages, and I think to build a roadmap to create a content and creative IT and content hub in Telangana would be to really market it as a brand. So what New York did is they came up with a tagline called, very simple, it's called I Love New York. And they joined hands with the film industry. Every time there was a television serial, if a foreign actor comes and shoots locally or if there's a release, all they did was put posters across the city. They marketed themselves at various film festivals. They recognized talent at local award shows. They joined hands with educationists to develop research papers to really see what they can be 5 years down the line. And that's my piece, and I'm sure we can discuss further on this. Thank you.
When I saw Russell Gupta